Hello and welcome to episode number 252 of the Launch Lounge podcast. Today we're diving deep into the psychology behind pricing that sells. And trust me, it's probably not what you think it is. Most people believe pricing psychology is all about ending prices with a 7 or a 9, or using anchoring techniques. But I'm going to show you why the real psychology of pricing has nothing to do with the numbers and everything to do with how your clients think about the transformation you get them. So stay tuned. Hello and welcome to today's episode. I love conversations about pricing because it is very closely linked to conversations about money. And I love conversations about money because there's so many layers that you can unpack. And so I wanted to share the psychology behind pricing with you today. I was on a call with one of my Launch Lounge members the other day, and I'm going to protect her identity and call her Emma for the sake of this. And she was telling me about her latest launch. Now, she has an incredible program. I mean, truly transformational stuff in her niche. Her clients get amazing results, and her students are always singing her praises, writing beautiful testimonials that would make you cry. And when I asked her the price of her course, I almost fell off my chair. She's charging about a third of what her competitors are charging. And the reason she gave me is, and I quote, well, it's because I'm not very good at selling yet. All right, there's so much to unpack there, right? I wanted to reach through my computer and simultaneously give her the biggest hug ever, but also I a little bit wanted to slap her and shake her because it has nothing to do with how good you are at selling yet, right? Your pricing is probably hurting your sales more if you undervalue your program or your coaching while you believe you're not good at selling, right? So it's this horrible catch-22. You think you're not good at selling, so you price your product low, and that actually ends up helping you make less sales, which just confirms you're not good at selling. And so you never have the opportunity to get good because you don't make sales, because your price signals to your audience that you're not really going to be able to provide the transformation that they want, all right? So I realized that the psychology of pricing is not at all about the number you put in front of it, right? It has nothing to do with it. The psychology of pricing has everything to do with how the people who invest in your program view their future selves and what value they put on the future that they want when they are, confronted with a decision. Do I buy this? Do I keep my money and find a different way of making this reality come true? Or is this program the thing that's going to make this reality come true for me? And so your job as a salesperson at every point of the sales process is genuinely to show the right person that your program is the only way that they're going to get what they want, how they want it, when they want it, right? You have to remove doubt. You have to create certainty. So this psychology of the future self, right? When we talk about the psychology of the future self, let me blow your mind for a second. When someone looks at your price, they're not actually thinking about the money, right? And I know you think, yes, Salome, but I've had lots of surveys on my non-buyers and they all say it's the price. But it's not actually the price. It seems like that's what it is. especially when they keep saying, I can't afford it. But here's what's really going on in their brains. They're actually trying to decide if your price matches the person they want to become. It's wild. I know, right? But our brains are basically time travel machines. Our brains are storytelling machines. They make up futures and they make up pasts constantly. Because if you think about it, every single thought you have is either a memory or it's a dream, right? So every time you are deciding whether you're going to buy something or not, what you're actually weighing that decision against is, have I sufficiently decided that the future that I am being promised is aligns with what I want, right? That is every buying decision. Or have I sufficiently seen that the program that I'm consider buying will sufficiently help me avoid what I don't want? Because we either make decisions for what we want or we make decisions to avoid what we don't want, right? So if they're saying, I can't afford it, what they're really saying is, either you haven't painted a clear enough picture of this future, or the picture you painted of this future that you promise is not the same picture as what I have, in which case we release them. That's then our program is not right for them. Or they can't see the picture that you've painted, right? So let's say I'm selling a course about Facebook ads. My clients are buying how to run Facebook ads. That is literally what I'm selling, how to run ads. I'm going to teach them the skill of running ads. But if I keep saying in my marketing, I'm going to teach you to run ads, you're going to run ads and you're going to create videos and you're going to set up the ads, right? Those are all features. Those are all hows and whats. Hows and whats don't sell. Whys sell, right? But if I say to them, if I say, I'm going to show you how to run ads so that you will build a thriving online business. You will have consistent leads flooding your email list, and you'll have the confidence to know that you're never wasting money moving away from pain. You are not spending hours trying to figure out the tech, moving away from pain, and you will build a profitable business that works on evergreen and brings you all the time and money your little heart can dream of. Right? Do you see how I took Facebook ads and turned it into something that they want, right? So they would totally invest in this program because I am talking about things they want to avoid. I'm going to show them how to avoid those things, and I'm talking about things that they want. That ads will get them. Not necessarily ads alone and not just ads, but certainly it is a piece that needs to fall in place. It's a piece of the bigger puzzle, right? And the bigger puzzle is what they want. They want a life of freedom. They want a freedom empire. They want to build a business of their dreams. I'm going to show you how to use ads to build the business of their dreams is a better future reality than let me show you how to set up your ads. Let me show you how to record a video, right? And this is why. So stick with me here because this is important. When someone says, I can't afford it, what they're really saying is, I really can't see my future self clearly enough. Or I can't see my future self and link your product to what I see in the future, right? The price objection is not about money. It's always about the clarity of the transformation you can provide for them. So the first psychological shift you need to make is to stop selling to who they are now and start selling to who they want to become. Start thinking about who they want to be. What does it look like? What does it smell like? What does it taste like? Who are they with? What conversations are they having? What does their typical day, week, month, year looks like? Where do they live? What are their surroundings? Who are they spending their time with? What is their energy levels? Those sorts of things. That's the things that you want to tap into, right? The next principle is what I call the certainty principle. And this is something that's hardwired into our brains. It's this need for certainty and security and safety that we all have. And we all have it to varying degrees, but in some situations we all have it like massively. Like when it comes to housing, right? Most of us like a certain degree of certainty that we know where we're putting our heads down tonight, and we have some kind of a long-term idea of putting our heads down in a similar place tonight and tomorrow night and the night after. And this, I say this because this is very real for me, because I'm literally packing my house to move for the second time in 18 months. But even though I'm moving for the second time in 18 months, there's a certainty about where I am, who I'm going to be with, who's with me, about the affordability of it. There's a certainty, right? So even though there's a big change, which, they say moving house is one of the top 3 most stressful things that happens in your life. I tell you, I've moved so many times, it's not even stressful anymore, but there's a certainty, right? Our potential clients' brains literally are designed to avoid uncertainty. It's a survival mechanism. It has kept humans alive for thousands of years. Now, here's the fascinating thing about certainty. It actually changes how our brains process value. When we're certain about something, we're willing to pay more for it. Think about it. Would you rather pay $100 for something you're sure 100% will work, or $50 for something that might work? Right? Think about it. Most people would choose the sure thing, even at a higher price. And that is why that is where most of us get it wrong. We keep adding more and more and more and more bonuses to our offer, but that's not necessarily the answer. Sometimes it just adds more uncertainty the more you add in there, because you haven't addressed the real problem. And the real problem is, I don't have certainty that this is going to give me the future I want. So you can add bonuses until tomorrow. You're just going to overwhelm and confuse me even more if you haven't provided me with certainty for how your program is going to give me the future I want. If you've already proven that your course can sell, but scaling beyond 6 figures is becoming a whole nother job, then listen up. Look, after 10 years of running ads for course creators, coaches, and information product owners, I know that throwing more money at ads isn't always the first answer when you're looking to scale. That's why I created the Launch Lounge 30 Days Intensive. In just 30 days, my team and I will analyze your business, dive deep into your data, create your custom strategy, and give you a clear scaling roadmap without the ongoing agency fees. You'll get 2 90-minute sessions with me, a comprehensive business audit, and a customized plan guaranteed to increase profits or your money back. Ready for a freedom empire that grows while you enjoy your Friday morning Pilates? Visit thelaunchlounge.com/intensive to apply today. So I want you to think about what I call certainty moments in your offer, certainty moments in your launch. There are certainty moments that you can create as soon as someone signs up for your webinar. In that minute when they sign up for your webinar, the first email that has to hit their inbox, the first message that they have to get, I feel it has to contain your face, your voice, a connection with them, and reaffirms that they are in the right place, they've made the right decision, and talk about the future reality. Confirm for them that they just made the right decision for their future self to sign up for your webinar. The next one is in that space between your webinar and when the webinar happens. What certainty can you provide for them then? How can you start sharing testimonials that shows them their future self? How can you start re-emphasizing, is that the right word? I don't think that's the right word. Like reconfirming and really solidifying for them that they've made the right decision to be here. Because I tell you, if you do a good job at this, your show up rate is going to increase, right? And so when they show up for your webinar or your video series or your sales page, what is the first thing they're seeing? Are you giving them certainty that they are in the right place? Are you giving them certainty that you will address their pain points and that you are going to show them a reality that they want? When you speak to these certainty moments, something magical happens, because by the time you get to the place in your pitch where you drop the price, they're literally sitting. Geez, I'm using the word literally a lot today. So, literally a literally day. They are literally sitting there with their credit cards waiting for you to tell them how much it is, because they are sold long before they see the price. Now, it might take them a second once they see the price to like justify the sale with their logical brain, but this is where three different levels of value perception come in, right? And you need to use these three levels and think of this when you're designing your offer and when you're designing your launch. Our brains provide value or create value on three different levels. And understanding this will change everything. There's, first of all, the logical value, okay? Logical value. It's the actual tangible results. Make more money, lose weight, learn Facebook ads. And this is just the first level of value, logical value. Remember, we justify sales with logic. We don't make sales decisions or buying decisions with logic. We make buying decisions with our emotions. Everything you buy, you ask yourself at a very deep subconscious level, is this going to give me what I want? And if your feeling says yes, then you just have to find a rational way to justify it to your logic. And if you can justify it to your logic, then your logic brain goes, yep, sounds like a good plan to me. And then you walk out with 3 new pairs of shoes that you've just bought, and you can totally justify why you needed all 3, right? Sometimes we make buying decisions that we don't properly logically justify. And those are the ones we come home and we're like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have bought that, but I really, 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 really wanted it. And you kind of make excuses for it and feel a bit guilty about it, right? Start arguing with yourself. Should you, shouldn't you, should you, shouldn't you? Okay, that's the first level, is of logical value. So I want you to know that everything that you're ascribing value to in your launch right now probably already has logical value. But don't just leave it there. Let's move to level 2. Level 2 is status value. This is how your purchase is going to change their standing in the community, or give them more belonging, or give them the perception that they are more lovable or acceptable. And I know it sounds horrible when I say that, but our little brains, unfortunately, are hardwired, because we were ape men, ape men and women. We have evolved from very basic needs, and our brains haven't kept up with modernization, right? So we actually still have monkey minds, right? And this little monkey mind is now saying, well, all I want to do is fit in and belong. All I want to do is maybe be a little better off than the Joneses next door, right? Your brain processes status rewards in the same place as it processes financial rewards. So finances and status goes hand in hand. And it actually, in the end, when you think about it, is about love. It is about a desire for love. It's about a desire for acceptance, right? But I want you to think about, what are the status values that you need to bring forward, that you need to talk about and emphasize to your audience, so that they will see that the thing that you were actually selling, or the future that they're going to have when they buy your product, is going to enhance their status. It's literally, I remember this one example that I love. It's so good. It's like the lawn mowing people. They sell at a logical value. We will mow your lawn, right? We'll mow your lawn. But when you think about the status value, here's a guy who's mowing his lawn on a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday afternoon. How about we appeal to his status value and we sell, get your Saturday afternoon back? That's way more powerful than we mow your lawn, right? The status value, get your Saturday afternoon back. Because now he's not mowing his lawn outside while Dick Jones next door is mowing his lawn. So who wins the status race, right? Okay, so that's number two. Number three is identity value. I'll tell you something, I use that all the time, and people in my industry, in the marketing, online marketing, selling business solutions industry, we use it all the time. Every time I say, you want to be a person who makes a big impact, I'm appealing to your identity, right? It's a way that you see yourself. And if I can get you to agree that you do see yourself this way, and I can show you that my product is going to help enhance this part of your identity, uh, confirm, reaffirms that you are who you believe you are, then selling becomes a no brainer, right? This is the heavyweight champion of pricing psychology. And this is about who they become, right? When someone can see themselves becoming the person they want to be through your program, price is completely irrelevant. Here's a real example for you from real life. When someone joins the Launch Lounge, they are not just buying Facebook ads training or marketing training. They're buying at a logical level the skills to run profitable ads and build a consistently, reliably profitable online courses or coaching business. At a status level, they buy being seen as a successful business owner and making an impact. At an identity level, they buy becoming someone who runs a credible business that makes a massive impact in the world, right? So when you stack all three of these levels, something incredible happens. Your price starts to feel like a bargain compared to the total transformation that they're receiving. But the key is to speak to all three levels in your offer. Most people just focus on the logical level, and then they wonder why they have to keep discounting to make more sales. And they say it's a race to who can become broke the fastest when you keep discounting. All right, friend. So here's exactly what you're going to do to put these psychological principles into action this week. I want you to grab a notebook because this is going to be good. First, let's map out your client's true self. Who does your client want to be? I want you to write it down. Who are they when they start your program, their current self? Who do they become after they go through your program, their future self? And here's the important bit. What are the identity shifts that happen along the way? Okay. So map those things out. You go from someone trying to figure out how to build a business to a confident business owner who makes a big impact, serving millions of people, sharing your knowledge, and enjoying consistently profitable launches, right? It's very different from let me show you how to run ads. Second, you're going to build those certainty moments into your launch. You're going to think about your launch or your sales page or your email marketing or your next ad and ask yourself all of these but what if questions that your potential client asks. All the objections. Then write them down and see how much certainty you can create around each one of them once you've identified each of the but what if I don't have time to do this? But what if I don't have the resources to do this? But I'm a single mom. How am I going to do this? But I don't like being disciplined. How am I going to do this? Or, but I only have an hour a week. How am I going to do this? Every single but what if question that you can come up with around buying your course or your program, write each of them down and then ask yourself, how can I address this and create certainty from the get-go? And third, and this is where it gets juicy, I want you to map out your value stack using all three of these levels. Logical level, I sell ads. That makes money. Status level, I help you become the business owner you want to be. And identity level, you are the kind of person who loves making an impact, right? Finally, here's a bit of homework for you. And this might feel a little bit uncomfortable, but stick with me here. I want you to practice talking about your offer, focusing on identity transformation instead of features. No more, you get 6 modules and 3 bonus trainings, right? Instead, you'll become someone who, if it's important to you that, then you're going to love this module. And if you're thinking, Salami, this feels weird, good. It means you're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, right? Because if we just keep doing what's comfortable, we're just going to keep getting the results that we get at comfort level, right? When I started understanding the psychology of this stuff, I realized I'd been thinking about pricing all wrong. I was so focused on the logical bits, the features, the modules, the hours of content that I completely missed what people were really buying, their future selves. And here's what I want you to take away from today. Your pricing isn't just about the value you deliver. It is about the transformation your clients believe is possible for them. When you understand that, everything changes. Your job isn't to justify your price. It's to make the transformation so clear and certain that the price becomes completely irrelevant. And yes, that means you might need to raise your prices because you're not just selling information or coaching. You're selling someone's dream future self. Next week, we're diving into something equally powerful: how to create lead magnets that actually make you money. Because once you've got your pricing psychology sorted, you'll need a way to get those perfect fit clients into your world, right? Until then, remember, people don't buy coaching, courses, or programs. They buy who they become. Now go forth, price accordingly, and use clever pricing to build your freedom empire. I'll see you again soon. Bye. Before you go, if today's episode helped you, imagine how many more lives could be transformed if other creators, coaches, and experts found these strategies too. Your shares and reviews help more course creators discover how to get their knowledge out into the world. Please take a moment to rate the show and leave a quick review. When you do, we get to reach more people and we make a bigger impact together. Because when more people who help people succeed, the world becomes a better place. Thank you.